since 1978. Professionally, she's been a registered physical therapist, director of personnel and administration at a social science consulting firm, and president and co-founder of a personnel staffing agency. Sandy Crone is an independent artist. Well, we said that. Um, she's always looked at the world through the lens of a camera. She's been taking photographs for family, friends, and her own gallery since her first Brownie camera. Over the past 15 years, she's gotten much more serious about landscape, nature, travel, as well as portrait photography. And now she's devoting herself full time to her photographic passion and constantly striving to capture that special moment in time, as well as the beauty, wonderment, feelings, and humanity that surrounds us. She's won numerous competitions, has been juried into many shows and exhibitions, and was recently awarded Best Landscape and People's Choice Award at the prestigious Nature Visions Photography Expo. She was honored with both Best in Show and second place at the Meadowlark Nature Photography Expo as well. She's also won Versatile Photographer of the Year, and numerous Prints of the Year at Northern Virginia Photographic Society. She's been featured in Elan magazine, and her photograph Blue Lagoon was on the cover. She's also had photographs published in other local and national magazines. She's obviously well qualified to be a judge for us tonight, so I give you Miss Sandy Crone.
Thank you, Sandy.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me. It's nice to see faces, so many nice faces, and I've judged for you guys probably every year for the past several years, and I love looking at everybody's photographs. And I've had a chance to preview all your photographs, unless somebody entered more after last night. And you know, anxious to share some brief comments with you, especially for the novices. I always feel like I want to give a little bit more time, if possible, to the novices, so that it can be a learning experience. Just want to tell everybody what really, how I judge basically is totally by, well, not totally. First and prime most is how it affects me, my initial reaction. And I'm very much of a visual photographer rather than a, you know, technical in my own shooting. Clearly technical is important. Composition seems to be one of my biggest criticisms in a lot of photos. And I'm very, very big on simplicity, unless the subject matter happens to be not so simple, and then complexity can be okay too. Rules are meant to be broken, and I'm looking for creativity, things that I may not have ever seen before, things in a new way, and how it affects me. A lot of times I'll look at an image and I'll pause for a moment because something's bothering me. So I'll take a second to figure out, it's more that it hits me in the gut, and then I have to find the words to describe, you know, what it is about the photo that is giving me that feeling. So without further ado, let's get started, and I'm happy to take questions at the end. One of the things is I have a photographic memory, which is weird. I didn't even know I had that till I was in college, and I was taking human anatomy, and I was studying and saw a picture of the brain, and I said, oh, he's not gonna, you know, test us on that because we haven't even covered it yet. So it was a diagram with all the labels of the brain, and I didn't study it at all. And there it was on the test, and I all of a sudden realized that I could read the labels in my head. And so it was very strange. And then after that, time and time again, I was finding that I could tell you exactly where it was on the page. I could read what it was. So I'm telling you this only because at the end of the competition, I probably will remember all of your images. And for the next couple of days, I don't know how long it lasts, but it works. So, all right, let's get started.
All right, I'm going to pull up, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to pull up novice color first. And this is, oops, sorry. The biggest it's going to get on the screen, I've already tested it. I'm just letting everybody know that because a lot of people ask for like full screen. And when Zoom is running, I can't use all the capabilities of Lightroom, just so you know. So this is the best it's going to be, sorry.
So Cheryl, you're going to tell me how many I get, right? In each category?
Yeah. Hold on, let me see.
I can't get my mouse to go. Okay, so we have 16 submissions in here. So you get first, second, third, and one honorable mention.
Okay.
Great. And you just tell me when to flip to the next one. I'm pretty sure I can figure it out, but
I don't, if everybody wants you to go through all of them first, you can.
Sure.
I don't necessarily, you know, if you want to go through those quickly, that would be great.
Okay.
Just go, you can go through as quickly as you'd like.
Yeah, I have to use my mouse apparently. It's not letting me flip forward. Ready? Okay, that's all of them. So I'm gonna start back at the beginning for you.
Okay. I really like this image. I like the composition. I like the subject. And there was really not much that stood out that bothered me. I wish I could use a pointer. You can't see when I use my mouse, can you?
No.
All right. That's the only disadvantage of this. I can't like do my laser on it. The only thing that I might have done, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist here. I do like this image very much. It is going to get an award. The sparks on the far left and the little light area just above the sparks right in there. Yeah, right there. If you can darken that and cut those rays off again, right against the left edge, I think it would be a little bit stronger, but otherwise that's great. And I would take that red spot out. You see the red spot? Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah, right there. Only so that it doesn't distract your eye. But I really like the way the fire almost outlines the man. It's a really cool image, and that's not an easy image to get. So very good. Keep that in.
Okay.
I'm doing in and out, right?
You can if you'd like.
Yep. Should I do that? I mean, what does everybody want?
It's up to you.
Okay. All right, next.
Okay.
The lighting on this is sort of pretty. The lighting, it's a little glary. I like the lighting on the right side very much. I'm finding this image complicated, and it's a little bit too busy, and there's too much in the foreground. I haven't talked in so long that I feel like my words are going all crazy here on me. I
Blame
like
Zoom. It's okay.
very much. This looks like two separate images, so it's very confusing. And the rocks in the right corner form a triangle, and so my eye keeps going down to that triangle there. I remember at Nature Visions, we had a speaker once, I think it was Brian something or other, who talked about triangles on the edges, how they're very distracting. And so this triangle of rocks I find very distracting. Plus the brightness on this log is a little bit too bright and almost blown out looking. I'm going to take this one out.
Okay.
Plus, the other thing is you should leave room at the bottom for it to breathe, so it's not like coming against the bottom, because it's making my eye want to go out of the frame. Nice action shot. I'm not sure that I love the expression on the kid that's running, and you know, he just looks fierce. And the ball is great. That's the sharpest part of the image. The boy behind him isn't really adding to the scene at all. In fact, he's sort of distracting. He doesn't have much of an expression on his face. And I'm finding that my eye is going from the ball, which is totally separate, to the kid running and the kid behind. So it's the center of focus isn't quite, you know, it's like if your eye doesn't know where to go, it's like jumping all over the place. So it's, I'm going to take this one out. Good try though.
Give it a
Watch your backgrounds. Okay, the next two are this fox, and he's very cute, and you did a good job, you know, getting the fox sharp. It's really hard to take pictures of animals in the wild. The leaves, you know, going through his face are a bit of a distraction. And otherwise, I thought you handled it very nicely. You could probably cut a little off the bottom, crop some from the bottom and from the top to make it more of a portrait. But the problem is the leaf more so. At least it's not covering his eyes. So I'm going to take this one out. I like this one better than the other, assuming that it's the same photographer. If it's not, I apologize. It seems like it's the same fox, and I like this one better. I haven't really been able to decide what I think about the noose that's just about around his neck. Whether I like it or whether it bothers me, but it's very, very obvious. And also there's just way too much around the photo. So the biggest thing for doing images is trying to get your crop right and to really emphasize your subject. There's a lot of background that's very distracting in this. And if you were to crop this down a lot, I think even with the branch going around his body, it might be a much stronger image. So, I mean, I always, when I take photographs, I always leave myself a little bit of room so that I can crop creatively. And if I'm doing a landscape picture, I usually leave enough room that I may want to turn it into a vertical, or I shoot it both ways, as a vertical and as a horizontal. I'm going to take this one out as well. I'm sorry. It's just way too much stuff that's not important. I really like this image a lot. I like the shadows, and I can just feel the texture in this image. And these are really nice specimens. I think you did a really nice job with the lighting and the shadows. I think if I were you, I would just take care of the stuff on the very top that's just sort of murky, and just clone it so that you don't see that little, looks like, I don't know what it is on the very, very top. Yeah, that stuff. I would just get rid of that, but I really, really like this image, and it is going to get an award. I had a hard time with this image. The subject is, I love the colors in the subject. It's nice and sharp where it says field and stream, and it looks like it could be really interesting. What I'm having a problem with is that I would have rather seen more of the bottom than all that blank space on the top triangle. I'm doing this with my mouse, but you can't see it. There's all that blank space, you know, on the right, big right triangle around it. And there's no real, well, you could crop it. You could definitely crop it on the right side and then across the top. And I think that would make it a stronger image. But having those circles cut off at the bottom, it makes me want to go out of the screen as well. So if you have another image of this, or if this is the way you cropped it, you may want to redo it. So I'm going to take this one out. I really like the idea of this one though. I like this one a lot. There's not a lot you can do to the little bit of a distraction on the left side with the branches coming out. Yep, there's not a whole lot. You really can't crop that a whole lot more. I mean, you might be able to crop it a little bit and get rid of some of that. And I'm finding the pink up top a little distracting, and the bright yellow leaf below a little bit distracting, because it really looks like it should be somewhat just purple and green to me, and or blue, and I think that would make it stronger. I'm not sure what you can do about this, but I really like the center, and I actually like the, I know this is weird, but I like the hint of the other lily pad above right. So let's leave this in for now. This is a very nice landscape. I like the line and the curve going through the water. It makes you just want to walk through. The sky is beautiful.
Here's the info originally filled out there for the bathroom. So we'll let's take it upstairs.
Hey, Nikki, can you mute yourself?
Oh, sorry.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
I like this. I like this. If I had any comment at all about this, I would crop a little bit from the bottom. Samantha, can you give me about, just run a line right there. Yep, right there, right above some of this messy stuff. But I like this image a lot. So let's leave this in for now. I'm trying to read the signs.
Want me to make it bigger?
And ooh, nice. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
There's really not anything wrong with this image at all, in my mind. I'm finding that it's not holding my interest that much. Composition wise, I think it's okay. Maybe I'd crop a little bit up from the bottom. I like the curve along the road. And I think it's a nice image. I'm not sure that it's going to be a winner this time because I don't think it's as interesting and unique as some of the other images, but let's leave it in for now. You know I always ruin the surprise, right? This is the first place winner. I love this image. I think it's sweet. I love the way you handled the background. And I like the somewhat muted colors. And it's a lovely, lovely, lovely image. So this is your first place, people. I like this too. I like this image a lot. I think it's very creative and interesting. And it's really close as far as being an award winner. The only thing that bothered me in this, and maybe a slightly different angle would have helped, maybe not, is, Samantha, I don't know if you can see the top left ball, the intersection of the twigs and the leaf. That would have bothered me. Yeah, right in there. That's the only thing that really caught my eye that prevented this one from being a winner. But I really, really like the idea of this and the creativity of it. And that's a hard image to get as far as the lighting. And I really, really like this image. So let's leave it in for now.
Okay.
Really cute kid. You really caught the action very well. It's a little bit too contrasty for my taste. That's a simple thing to fix. The colors are just a bit off. And really, she is the only one whose action is that interesting. I would actually get rid of the people on the right side altogether and crop it. Sam, help me out. Straight up after the, yeah, right, without the people.
Yeah. Oh, like crop here.
Right there. Closer to the girl. And I think that would be a stronger image. I think the girl sitting, you know, on the beach looking at the waves wouldn't be that much of a distraction. But the people on the right aren't really doing anything that interesting. And so if it doesn't add to the picture, it takes away from the picture. So I think your focus is on the girl running. So when you're taking images, make sure that you show yourself, show whoever you're showing your pictures to, what it is that attracted you to click the shutter. So I'm going to take this one out. I applaud you trying something different in this one. The background is absolutely gorgeous. I love the purples and the greens, but the composition of this one doesn't hold up for me. Just having a tiny bit of the rose in the bottom there. Yeah, that one, it's just, it's an unusual composition and it doesn't really work with me. It may, again, it's totally subjective here, but this one really didn't make it for me. I would have liked to have seen more of the rose and maybe even just having the right side of the background without the one twig going up here. I can't show you. So I'm going to take this one out. This is a really nice image. I have really no constructive criticism for you. It's interesting that, you know, most of this image is on the right side of the screen. you really can't afford to crop much more off the left side. And cropping anywhere else, unless, you crop in from the right a little bit, but I don't think you really need to. But nice and sharp, what needs to be sharp. Colors were really very, very nice. And let's leave this one in for now. Again, this is sort of a matter of taste. I'm finding that the colors are a little bit too oversaturated or too much vibrance, so the colors don't look quite real. And the heron doesn't, you're going to have to excuse me if I say things aren't sharp, and they are, but it doesn't look very sharp to me, especially around the eye. Again, on composition, this is what I'm, saying when I'm talking to the novices mostly, is that there's a little bit too much to the left. So I would crop off a bunch on the left side. If you can tone down the vibrance or saturation, and if there's a way to sharpen the heron, especially around the eye, I think it would be a more successful image. I'm going to take this one out.
Okay.
And if you can put all of them up for me.
Yep. So I wasn't really thinking clearly when I was doing that. I'm going to pull up. So that's your first place winner, right?
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and make it blue just to fix this one. And then the next round, I'm going to make everything different numbers and figure it out. And then, so these are your, I guess we can do this. And then we can go through each one.
Okay.
Your top.
Okay, so the goldfinch is number 1.
Okay. Oh, I guess I didn't pull that one in. Sorry. I know I have that one marked as number 1. So now you just have to pick 2, 3, and 1 honorable mention.
The peaches are number 2.
Okay. Oops, sorry.
We're all getting used to this.
Well, it's because I don't really use Lightroom this way, so we'll do this. Okay.
That's second, and 4. And the fire guy,
Third.
he's third.
Okay. It'll be green today.
And the monarch is honorable mention.
Okay. Cheryl, did you get all those?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Very nice. Any questions from you novices? I guess I'm not supposed to answer that, right?
Oh, you can ask, have people talk. That's fine. So there's your top ones. So Cheryl, can you say the names of the artists and the?
Yes, so the goldfinch is it Pam Miller? It says P.
Yep.
Miller.
Yep.
Okay. That's goldfinch. Number 2 was Just Peachy by Tammy Smith.
Oh, nice.
Number 3 is 4th of July in the Neighborhood by Justina.
Nice.
And The Butterfly, Shannon Gilmore.
Oh, very nice.
I have one of Justina's pictures in my bathroom.
Oh, really?
Remember when I did that? Justina remembers.
Yes, that was my
That's
first
right.
It was like your first meeting or second
first
meeting?
first competition, second meeting.
She was
That's so
shocked.
wild.
I've only done that twice, by the way. You and one other time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good
Okay.
job, everyone. Although I got to say that the peach one looked a bit fuzzy to me.
Dawn.
Come on, really?
My problem is I have used Zoom and these screens so much, I don't trust my eyes sometimes.
Oh, he's just being funny.
Okay.
Peach fuzzy.
Peaches are fuzzy.
All right, I get it.
I'm the king of dad jokes.
That's great. I love this image.
All
I
right, we're
really,
going to go to novice monochrome.
I love this image.
You want me to flash through them all
Yeah.
and then you can go back? Okay.
Oh, and I have to be told, Cheryl, how many.
Oh, yeah. While I do that, you can tell her.
Having a hard time with my mute. We have 10 entries. So with 10 entries, it's first, second, and third.
Okay.
Huh. I really like this image a lot. I've been going sort of back and forth about whether I would crop out the front row
Mm.
and make it more of like a portrait. But I think it's important actually to leave it in just to give a sense of place and a sense of scale. So I really like this one very, very much. Let's leave that one in. You've really handled the black and white terrifically. And the sharpness and the texture, and I'd love to know where this is when we finish with this round. I saw a comment from somebody that they wanted to know where the pictures were.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe when the winner is announced, you know,
Sure.
who they are, they can say who they are.
Sure.
Good try on this one. I'm not a bird photographer at all, but I really appreciate bird photography. What I'm finding a lot of in this one is a lot of intersections of things, like the wing of the top heron intersecting with the wood coming out of the water, and the bottom guy being all confused with the pillars. So the placement and the composition of this one is not pleasant for the eye, and it's a little bit too busy. You handled the black and white pretty well, but there's a lot of extraneous things in here. You might have wanted to, I mean, this is a rare moment, and sometimes you can't always control, you know, what's around you, but if maybe you had waited a little bit or tried a different angle and didn't get so many other things in the way, it wouldn't look as busy. So I'm going to take this one out. This one was very confusing for me because I'm not really sure what I'm looking at. The thing that stands out to me is the background, which is the brightest part of the image, and that sign that I can't quite read. There is something in that tree, but I'm not sure what it is because it's way too dark. And I'm not sure if it's important or it's not. But it's like, I really want to see what that is. Maybe it's a koala. You know, how do I can't tell. So the shadows really need to be brought out in this image so that I can see what I'm looking at. So I'm going to take this one out. It's unusual to see the lotuses in black and white because they're such beautiful colors. So I applaud you for doing something different. We've all been to Kenilworth and lily ponds and all that, and we all have probably a gazillion lotus pictures. But this was something that was different, and you handled the lighting pretty well. I would have probably cropped a little bit off of the right side, and that leaf on the bottom is a little bit distracting to me. I'll leave this one in for now. The way you process this picture is excellent. I'm not sure if you used any kind of a filter or if you used clarity or whatever, but you did a really nice job in processing this image, and it's lovely. You know, mom with her baby. I'm not sure that it is giving me a feeling of emotion as much because there's no real interaction between the mom and her baby. The mom's just eating and is, you know, and the baby's just sort of there and part of the mom as well. And there is, you know, quite a bit of intersections with the baby's head right on that post there. I'll leave this in for now, but if it goes out, that will be the reasons why. But beautiful processing of this. This is just creepy, but really cool. I might have preferred a little bit more in the way of depth of field, but I think what's really important in this image is what's sharp. So I like this a lot. It's really creepy. Well seen. It's well seen. So let's leave that one in. Is that Denise with Samantha Marshall's name on it?
Oh, yeah. We share an account.
Hi, Denise. Wave.
Hi, I'm trying to get all organized. Don't ignore, just ignore me. Bye.
All right. Very, very cute kid. I miss my grandkids terribly. I haven't seen them very much. Very sweet looking child, nice catch, lights in the eye. Things are sharp where they need to be sharp. Really sweet. Really sweet. I really don't have much in the way of comments. I think that the composition is just fine. Let's leave that one in for now. So this would have been an award winner. The handling and the processing of this and the black and white, this is just a beautiful black and white image. And he's really sharp. The only thing that prevented this from getting an award is that I can't see the bottom of his legs. You needed to leave a little bit more room for us to breathe. So it's like, you know, your eye goes down, you want to see the whole thing, but you don't. And you probably could have cropped just a little bit here or cropped just some off the side so it's not dead center, but it doesn't matter if it's dead center. But he is just gorgeous, and the black and white work is beautiful on this. So I'm going to take this one out only because I really want to see the bottoms of his feet and have a little room at the bottom to breathe. So if you're going to do basically a portrait of florals or anything else, but mostly for florals, you need to pick good, clean subjects, not ones that are sort of half dead, like the bottom of the middle one. And so that's a little bit of a distraction. You left yourself plenty of room on the top and the bottom and a little bit, way too much room on both sides. I would make this a vertical or portrait orientation and take out most of everything else because you really don't need it. It doesn't add to it. And your subject was meant to be these flowers. So I'm going to take this one out. And this is really nice. I like it in black and white. I like the handling of it. But I'm feeling, now in this particular case, I would have left a little bit more room on both sides because I get this feeling of feeling claustrophobic So I'm going to take this one out. Denise, Jeff, and Mom. Okay. So I get a first, second, third, right? Sure. I see your head say yes, Cheryl.
Yes.
Okay. So the monument is going to be first place. The thing with the ugly eyes is going to be second place. And I made a mistake. We need to bring something else back.
Okay.
The cow is going to be third place.
Third place. Wow. Excellent.
Only, I love that image. And the only other thing was about the feet.
Right.
I couldn't decide between that one and the horses, but I think there was too many distractions with the horses.
Right.
Sam, can you click on the third place so I
Oh,
can
third.
see the file?
Yeah. Third place is, sorry, 8.
8. Okay, got it.
So first place was.
First place is Big John by Justina.
Thank you.
Again. Number 2 was The Porch Spider by Ken Wilcox.
Excellent.
And this one's just numbered 96. Is that the ear tag maybe?
Yes,
Okay,
it is.
there we go. Shannon Gilmore.
Oh, very nice.
Does Shannon also do the horses?
I think she did the butterfly in the color.
No, Shannon also did the plant.
Who did the horses?
Who did the horses?
Pam Miller.
Pam. Yeah.
Very similar.
Pressure.
Very similar effect
Pardon?
with both of them. It almost looked as if it could be the same maker.
Mm-hmm. Really pretty.
I really, really like the way, I'm sorry I couldn't, if it was going to be an honorable mention, this would have been the honorable.
Okay.
So, Justina, it's time for you to get the heck out of novice.
Thank you.
Agree.
I just wanted to answer the question where the picture is located, and it's in Williamsburg.
Really?
It's on a private property. It's I think it's in Croker exactly. Yeah, you need the permission to go and visit.
Huh. How big are those guys?
They're huge. I think like 20 feet.
30 feet. I think they're 30 feet.
Yeah, 20 or 30. Yeah.
Aren't
They
aren't
were
they
part
for
of-
sale now?
Yes. Well, they are, but the guy hasn't really made a determination on what he's really doing. So it was part of a park, and then they closed the park. So this man saved them and put them on his lot. And he's just been allowing like a couple certain photographers to go, and they lead groups. And he has been talking about selling them because they're just sitting there rotting on his lot, on his farm.
You know, it would be really interesting if any of you get to go back there. All right, take a picture with a person standing in front of
Oh yeah. Yeah.
one, just so that you can see the scale
Yeah.
of it, because it's really hard to see what the scale is. But that is fascinating, just fascinating. Very nice.
Yep. All right. We're going to move on to intermediate.
So, Sam, are we going to let the winners talk briefly about their photos now or later?
If you'd like to. Yeah. I mean, Ken, do you want to say something about your spider?
That was tiny. I mean, really tiny, smaller than your fingernail. Spider on the front rail on the house. And I used a macro lens to take that, 40mm macro.
Let's see it.
You know, I have a Ring doorbell, Ken. And the other night I was still up. I stay up till like 3 in the morning. And at 2 in the morning, my Ring ding-a-ling went off. And I said, who the heck is standing by my front door? at 2 in the morning. And a lot of times it's the neighbor's cat that sets it off. And I went and looked, and it was like this really gross black and white, almost infrared looking huge spider that was just crawling over the Ring doorbell.
Oh, wow.
Set it off. Very nice.
Cool. And then last one is the 96.
Shannon Gilmore.
Is she online?
am.
Yeah.
I am. I'm here.
Oh, excellent. Do you want to say something a little bit about it?
They just come over to the fence and say hello all the time.
Oh,
So
where's this located?
Middleburg.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
what did you use any kind of filters in Lightroom on this, Sharon?
No, it's a color picture that I just changed to black and white in Lightroom. And then I just did a little I wanted it to look kind of like an older picture, so on the sides with the vignette.
Yeah.
Okay, you understand what I said about the bottom?
Yeah, about not cutting off the feet.
I mean, do you have the same image that you didn't, you have the feet in?
Not really. He was kind of standing in high grass, so I would have to get really low, I think, to get more of the feet.
All right, but it's really, I mean, that's a phenomenal image in black and white. So very,
Yeah, I
very,
was surprised when I put it in black and white. I really liked it.
I'm sure it's a lot strong. And I like the layers. Notice the layers in the grass? You know, you've
Mhm.
got rectangles, 3
Yep.
rectangles. That really highlights him. Very nice, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Intermediate now.
Yep, we're going to go to intermediate. So I'm just going to fly through them and Cheryl can tell you how many.
Right. There's 14 of these images. So we'll get a first, second, third, and honorable mention. Oh, look at that one.
Oh, gosh. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. I love the colors in this. But I am trying really hard to find something sharp. And I'm not succeeding very well, except for maybe one tiny little bud in the middle of something. Also, it's sort of interesting that you have pink in 3 of the corners and not in the 4th one. So I sort of like, if you were going to do the pinks in the corners, I would put a pink on the right, in the bottom left-hand corner as well. And the colors are sensational in this, but I'm finding that without having something sharp for my eyes to rest on, it's not compelling for me. So I'm going to take this one out. Colors in this are great, but again, we have too much in the way of distracting elements. I mean, the petals are phenomenal and the colors are great, but the stalk going through the middle with all the leaves coming off of it, I find very distracting, especially that it's going right through the middle. So I'm going to take this one out as well.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I'm going to take this one out as well.
Oh, okay.
This is spooky. and super duper sharp, almost a little bit too sharp where the head is, but the lighting's sort of really cool. So I'm gonna leave, and the composition of this one's is very, it's nice. I might take a little bit off the bottom because that's not so. I live the take on the sunflower. Great way to think different. Yeah, I guess so. Um, so I would take a little bit off the bottom of this one, but I like this one very much. Leave it in, please.
Okay.
I need help with this one because I can't tell if it's my eyes or it's not my eyes. Can you tell me if the squirrel's face is sharp?
I don't think he is.
Okay.
Nah,
Nope, he's not. Sorry. Um,
but he's awesome.
Image otherwise. I really like this image, but that was a killer for me, the fact that the squirrel's face wasn't sharp. I actually like the composition of this one really well as well. And I love the, what I think are the teeth
Yeah.
sticking out there, but he needs to be sharp. So I have to unfortunately take this one out. Pretty colors, nice portrait of flowers, nice composition. Let's leave this one in for now. And this was a really good vertical because flowers are vertical and the stalks are really high. So this made, so your cropping on this one is lovely. Let's leave that one in for now.
Okay.
This image suffers from time of day, and a lot of times we can't control the time of day, but it's very glary and contrasty. And the head is not quite as sharp as I, can you make it bigger, Sam?
Yep. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, the head is not as sharp as I would have liked to have seen that. So I'm going to take this one out. I really like this one a lot. I like the mood of this and the feeling. It makes you just feel calm and peaceful, which I really need right now between COVID and all the gosh darn politics. I like this one very, very much. Let's leave that one in.
Okay.
This is very impressionistic and potentially with an impressionistic topaz filter, which is interesting. It's a little garish for my taste, and that sun in the dead center of the picture that's so bright is just hurting my eyes a bit. So I'm going to take this one out. And I know it's really hard to do that. I know you tried to put it behind trees, but it came through. Same thing sort of with this one. This is less impressionistic, but the sun is blown out and sort of takes away from the image. What's beautiful about this image, believe it or not, is like the bottom half. And if the sun wasn't there, it would be really, really a strong image. You know, actually, you have several images here, which I sometimes like to do when I'm in Lightroom and I zoom to 100% of an image and I just sort of, you know, move around the image. You have a gorgeous image just right on the right side of just that tree on the right going to the brightest part of the picture. That in of itself is just gorgeous. So play around with some of that, but the sun, you know, and the brightness in the sky took it away from me. So let's take that one out. He's just adorable. I mean, this is a really fun image. I would probably rotate it just a hair so that your horizontal lines are straighter, especially on the top. And I might try to lift some of the shadows around his, especially when I'm looking at it, it's his left eye. When I'm looking at it, it's his right eye. But I really like this image very much. Let's leave this one in. So this is where like I'm hesitating and I'm not quite sure how to judge this. Clearly the sharpness of this and the colors of this are just glorious. And I think I figured out what the problem mostly is for me. The way it's composed is a little offsetting with it coming out where it's coming out. I would probably crop up. See if you can do that, Sam, a little bit. Crop up from the bottom.
Like just like
Yep, right there. And I think that would be a whole lot stronger. And then crop a little bit off the right side. Where it's coming out, doesn't make a compelling image. So I'm going to take this one out. I love the hairs around the flower and everything. It's really nice and sharp. Really pretty colors. There's a flow to this image that is sort of really nice. You do have sort of, there isn't one central area that your eye wants to go to first. Sort of moving around the whole thing, but that's sort of okay in this image. I'm going to leave this one in for now. So with this one, I think it's a really cool image. What I can't tell is how much is the black background part of the image. I mean, it sort of looked to me when I was looking at it that there wasn't very much room on either side of the typewriter, that it was the background of the Lightroom that was giving it more. So is what I'm looking at the way, is there enough room on both sides?
yeah, all the black is the picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice image. I would probably bring up a little bit of the shadow around the keys if you could. But nice image. Let's leave that in for now. And this one I could use a little bit more room on both sides, but I really like this image very, very much. So the only thing I would have to say on this one,
I didn't hear you. What?
the one that I'm looking at the comments.
Oh.
John Tabor, the one that is moody is going to get an award, so you'll see. Okay. All right. Let's leave that one in for now.
Okay. And the typewriter was also in, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So it just goes to show you that I changed my mind.
Yeah. Here's your ins.
Okay.
I don't know why these are red. These are red because they came that way to me. They must have had something in them. Hold on. Let me fix that.
I used to do that too.
Okay.
I think I took the bird out.
Take the bird out.
Okay, so now I have to redo my thinking. All right. I'm gonna have to say that the Moody one, the one that's in the middle, is gonna get first place.
Excellent. Okay.
That's the Moody one, John.
Number 7.
And the sun's really not distracting me in that one, and it could be just a matter of needing that beautiful calm, but that's actually something I would put on a wall in my house. Okay, let's give, isn't that beautiful?
Mhm.
Okay. And then second place is going to be the bird in the hole.
Okay, number 10.
And third place is going to be the cash register. It's not a typewriter. It's a
Oh,
cash
excellent.
register.
Okay.
It was going to be the car, but it doesn't have enough room.
Yeah. Okay, Cheryl, this is on
We
number.
get one more. We get an honorable mention. There's 14 in this category.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
okay. Then let's do the let's do the bug, the fly.
Bug.
What is the bug? It's a fly. Some
It
sort of
looks
a
like a
fly.
fly.
That's honorable.
Oh, I hit green. So silly.
Okay, for first place, it's Julie Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's just called Light Rays 1. And the second one is called Peekaboo Birdie by Patricia Berry.
Great.
And number 3 is Kaching by Carr. I need first names, please.
Guessing Christina.
Christine Carr, sorry. And then honorable mention is the Calligrapher Fly by Patricia Berry.
Oh, the calligrapher fly.
Wow.
Mhm.
Never
So
heard
is
of.
Julie on?
So when you're telling people about your images, could you unmute so that I can see who you are? Because the speaker view will come up.
Is Julie
Is
online?
Julie online?
I don't see her name.
Okay, she might not be.
So David was asking the question about what process was used for the Moody pictures. I think not as much this one, but I thought the other one had like a painterly effect applied
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
And those are filters that you can buy from various providers. I
But
think
you might
Topaz has one.
She might have done it by hand. I don't use
Could've.
filters on anything I do, but it can be done with a filter.
Impression,
Yeah.
but this one is just soft and
Moody.
moody.
Very moody. And then, I'm sorry, Patricia Berry.
I was over at, can you hear me? I think.
Yep.
Okay, I was over at Gilbert's Corner Park. They're off Route 50, and he just sat there and watched me. I thought he was really cute.
He's very metallic.
Yes, they're just so iridescent. It was fairly early in the morning, and the light just hit.
Do you see what I mean by rotating it just a little bit so the lines are a little bit more horizontal?
Yeah, I think I kind of was looking at which way because it does kind of turn a little bit, but yeah, you're right. It does need to go a little bit clockwise.
I was going like this to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Patricia, since you're on, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, it was again early morning, and went out to take the water drops on the hostas and had my macro lens, and suddenly realized that this little fly was there and just snapped it, and it just sat there. It's the calligrapher fly.
I never heard of that.
I hadn't either.
Areas, its eyes. Patricia, are those big brown areas its eyes?
Oh, sorry.
Go back to it.
Yeah, this is looks like it's his eyes.
Yeah, yeah,
The eyes are that big, huh?
yeah.
How big is this little guy?
Tiny, tiny, minuscule.
All right.
I almost didn't notice it. They're very tiny. I can't.
Cool.
Quarter inch. I don't know.
Christina?
Hey, this was me wandering Luckett's and what I lovingly call the Sanford and Son section, where they kind of have the old rusty horseshoes and all the kind of junk. And this was sitting in front of a car on the ground, so that's kind of why I got rid of the background.
Very nice.
Cool. All right, we're going to go to intermediate monochrome, which has 9 in it.
9 entries for second and third.
Okay. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. I really like this image. It's not a pretty tree, but the composition of this and the layers make a lovely, lovely black and white image. And you handled it really well as far as the composition. And I even like the little base that you left on the bottom there. Let's leave that one in for now.
Okay.
I really like this one too, especially in today's day and age where we're not traveling at all. And I think it's sort of cool that you have that white tag on it. For this one, it was going to get an award, but I found it a little tight. And I don't know about any of you that are more feely type people. When I see an image that's cropped too tight, it makes me feel a little claustrophobic. So if this one goes out, it's going to be just because I think it's cropped a little bit too tightly. And you could probably take a little bit off the bottom because it's really not floating in space. It looks like it's sort of floating in space now, so it doesn't really need all that black at the bottom. I'm sure it's on a floor, so just crop it just almost right at the bottom. Next.
So in or out, sorry. Did you want to leave in and
I'll take it out.
out?
This is sort of a fun image. It looks like an animal, with 2 eyes and a nose. It's a really good find and catch, and I can see why you took this image. I'm not sure what that little circle is on the top. It almost looks like a pendant. So this has a lot of layers to it, this image. It does look like an owl's face. Let's leave that one in for now.
In for now? I can't hear you very well, sorry.
In for now, dear.
Okay.
I love this one. This is great. What needs to be sharp is sharp. The only thing that I would do in this one is I would crop some off the right side, coming closer to the top of the, Sam?
Huh?
Right? Can you show the crop for me on the right side?
Oh, right side here?
Yeah, I'd go to the end of I'd go I would keep the end of the thing. Yeah, just over there, right there, straight up.
Okay. Whoops, sorry.
Yeah, there. And otherwise, I think this is a lovely image. You could also take a little bit off the left side where this black blob is on the bottom left.
This right here.
But let's keep it in.
Okay.
So is there a way, can you rotate this? Can you rotate this as a vertical?
Look.
Other way. There. Okay. I wanted to do that to this image so badly. I felt like this was a lot stronger this way than the other way because it's sort of like coming, now you can put it back where it was going to be. So the way the stalk is coming out from almost dead center on the left side was very, it didn't hold together for me composition wise. So when you're taking images, you know, sometimes flip them, see what they look like flipped. You don't have to necessarily do them the way you took them. So I'm going to take this one out because the composition as it's submitted doesn't feel natural at all. So let's take that one out. But good get. Things are sharp and blurry where they need to be. This one I had a hard time with. I am not seeing all of it. There's too much distracting elements where the head of this guy is. I think where the head is. Can you show me the head?
Right here.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I can't really make out the head. I can make out the body. So, you know, in that case, it was really confusing. I can totally see the texture. And I do like the way it's framed around the top and a little bit on the right side. But I can't make out the head at all because of the distracting elements. I'm going to take this one out.
Okay.
And I had a hard time with this one. I really wasn't sure what the subject was. Where my eye is going is the brightest part of the screen, which is the base right there of the flower. But I think that really what I'm looking at, that's the sharpest part of the image, is just that stalk below the darker part.
Oh, this part?
Yeah. So without seeing the front, it's creative. And maybe and the sharpness does fall off on the top. So I think it's an interesting idea, but it's not grabbing me. So I'm going to take that one out. So this one really grabbed me. And the sharpness and the black pollen or whatever that is on those white petals are phenomenal. I only wish I could see more petals where they're drooping down. I feel like if the petals weren't drooping down and I could see the petals on the top, this would have been a first place image. But as it is right now, you know, potentially, and you have this huge triangle on the left side of nothingness. So I think this image is worth playing around with, potentially cropping with the, on an angle, down from the left-hand corner down and getting rid of all that black stuff and then maybe rotating it. I think it would be like an amazing image. I mean, the center of that image is just incredible, as is the petals on the bottom with the black pollen. But as it is right now, that blank space on the top left, and I'm, you know, you don't have to agree with me on this, but I think that the composition of this is what's bothering me. So let's take that one out.
Out.
Yep. And I like him very much. It looks like it's raining or snowing, maybe raining, or there's a waterfall. But I really like this image a lot. Let's leave that one in. You could crop a little bit off the left side, but I think it's fine the way it is.
Oh, sorry. I have all these colors, sorry. There we go.
Okay. Okay. Third place is going to be the tree trunk owl guy.
This one? You said third place?
Yeah. Second place is the heron.
This one?
I think that's a heron.
Yeah. Oh.
And first place is the hummer.
Hummingbird?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
The first place, we're going to start with first place first.
Yep, number 4.
Okay, that's Fetter. Is it Mike Fetter?
Beth?
Beth, sorry. This is called Eating Breakfast.
This is a good time to break really quick. Everyone online, please, when you're naming your things, look at the naming convention that I put in the online thing, because everyone named things so differently. We couldn't even make sense of half of these things this time. So that's why we're a little messy.
I don't have everyone's first and last names memorized yet.
Well, that, and some of them didn't even name their pieces. So it's like, you know, but next time it'll be perfect. Okay. So Beth.
Beth. Number 2 was Waiting for Breakfast, Patricia Berry.
Beautiful.
And number 3 is E.T. or a Heart. Oh, E.T.
Yeah.
E.T. or Heart by Christina Carr.
Very nice.
Very nice.
You cleaned up today, Patricia.
Yeah. So Beth, do you want to say something about yours?
Green Spring Gardens, early one morning with like 20 photographers. There were and about 20 hummingbirds.
Gorgeous.
Okay. Sorry, I meant to make that one big.
Very nice.
Okay. Patricia.
It's interesting that you did that in black and white. I think it was pretty effective.
Thank you. It actually was just real early in the morning, just after sunrise at the little pond around the corner. And the white was actually just like algae on the water. And I liked it better in black and white. And that's just kind of what it did.
Was it raining or snowing or?
No, it was just the way that the light was reflecting on the water with this algae and everything.
It looks like it's raining or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Also with the hummingbird, I like that you did it in black and white. You don't often see hummingbird pictures in black and white.
Yeah, stunning.
Christina Carr.
I just thought this was a heart. Ken Wilcox gets all credit for me calling it ET because he dubbed it that one time. So he's the one who saw ET in this.
What is the top round thing?
I'm sorry?
What is the top round thing?
It's I'm looking head down on a stump, which considering 4'9" is pretty impressive. But anyhow, I'm directly over the stump looking straight down, and that's I guess a piece of a limb that didn't make it. Or a trunk.
Oh, okay. It looked like a little gem or a pendant, you know?
Yeah.
That's really, it's very creative.
Thank you.
And that really looks like an eye.
I agree.
A real eye, a human eye. Okay.
Great. Go through this one. We have 12 for this one.
So I get an honorable mention in this one, Cheryl?
No, for second and third.
Okay. Okay, here's where things get really difficult.
Yeah, these are lovely. Okie doke.
All right. Great get. That sky is weird. I've never quite seen a sky like that. I'm not sure if that's the way it was or it's been manipulated, but I find that a little bit off-putting. I might just change the, I mean, if that's the way it is, great. I personally probably would have changed my temperature a little bit. But I love the lightning. But I'm finding that's really the main subject of it. You know, I might have taken, cropped off some of the left side too, because that cloud doesn't really add to something. And it's really all about the lightning, you know. So let's just take this one out. Good try.
Okay.
This is really pretty. Very, very pretty. And it has some sort of a filter on it that makes it, again, we're all very wistful of wanting to be going places. This is really lovely, and I like the composition and I like the colors, and let's leave this one in.
Okay.
This is very interesting. I have no clue what it is. This is a Joe Miller image. He loves these abstracts, and very nicely done. Let's leave this in for now. I absolutely love this picture. This is handled really, really well, and there's something just so simple about this. It's all about lines and colors and layers. I really, really like this one. Let's leave that one in. You all have me figured already when I say let's leave it in for now, or let's leave it in, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is very sweet and very different and very unusual. And I like the silhouettes, and the color is magnificent. So let's leave that one in. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this picture at all. Well, maybe it's leaning a little bit to the left, but that's okay. It's not overdone at all. It's not oversaturated. The greens look real. The sky is really interesting. And there's nothing really, things are sharp that need to be sharp. It's just not as strong as some of the other images. So I'm going to take this one out. I think this one, I really like this image till I saw the telephone wire. And I find that that one pillar on the left, the stack, the brick stack, and the telephone wire distracted me. If there was a different angle, everything to the right of that brick column is lovely. But the stuff to the left does nothing for me. It's almost like two different pictures. So I'm going to take this one out. Potentially a different angle with, you know, even if it was just a little bit of the telephone wire, I think it would have been okay. But the brick leaning over onto the house really distracted me. So I'm going to take this one out. Really good try. I've tried panning. I'm not very successful at it. But generally, when there's a lot of action, it's really hard to get something sharp. And in this particular case, the only thing that looks relatively sharp is what's in her hand, which I'm not even sure what it is. But so that's not really the main subject. And also it's red, so your eye will go there right away. So I'm going to take this one out. This is a lovely landscape. Colors are beautiful. Composition's great. Let's leave this one in for now.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Let's leave this one in.
Okay.
I was there. There's the Palouse. I think I sort of like, I like this image a lot. I might have cropped up a little bit from the bottom so that there's not so much blurry yellow. But I do like the big sky and the leaning houses. It's and the colors are just great in this, the yellows and the greens. So let's leave this one in.
Okay.
The old crop duster. Good get. I got some pictures of the crop duster too. And man, did I stink afterwards. God knows what kind of poison we all were exposed to standing there by the road. Good get. And I really like the way the plume doesn't intersect with the trees, just barely. So very well handled. I think you could have, it's great the way it is. Let's leave that one in for now. It's not quite as sharp as I might have wanted. But,
Want me to zoom in?
yeah, right there. Yeah, where the propeller is not very sharp. So let's just leave it in for now. Those are hard to get. You know, I've seen this picture a lot, and I really, really like it. I've never been there, but it's lovely. Let's leave that one in. Oh dear, too many. Okay.
Sam, that fifth image is red already.
Hmm?
Oh yeah. Thanks.
So I only get 3?
Yep.
That's right.
Wish I could get more.
Up to Cheryl. Actually, it's up to the judge. You want to give her an extra one?
Hmm? Okay.
We always let the judge pick. If you want an honorable mention, you can.
Oh, good. Okay, so the honorable mention is going to be the kids kayaking. or canoeing, yeah. Third place is going to be, I believe that's the Tetons,
Which one?
number 8.
Yeah, Molson Barnes and Grand Tetons.
I sort of never get tired of seeing that one. I know it's a classic. I don't have that in my collection. Second place is going to be the sunrise.
This one?
Sunrise. And first place is going to be the pink flower on the green leaf.
Okay.
The lines and colors in that image are just...
Honorable mention. There we go. The honorable mention is Audrey Gassman's Sunset Canoe.
Yay, Audrey.
Yay, my first win.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Sorry, go ahead. Where is this taken?
Audrey.
Audrey, unmute. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's on the Magathi River in Annapolis. And I almost fell out of the boat taking it.
So worth it.
Well, I mean, the colors are great, and you left enough room that I'm not feeling tight, and there's nothing distracting in the top. And just, it looks like they're paddling through fire. It's a really nice mood it creates.
It was a gorgeous sunset.
Wow.
I didn't touch the color at all. That's the color it was.
Wow.
David.
Okay. Third place.
Third place is Mormon Road Tetons. Denise.
Denise, you want to say something?
She's probably not.
Sorry, I had to like get up from the bean bag to get to the thing. And I was drinking. And so yeah, I think Sandy captured the concept. It's a pretty traditional, although it looks really boring on my TV. Looks good on the iPad. You know, it's a pretty traditional shot. So we just happened to get lucky with skies, and actually the light worked for us in that particular day. So thank you, Sandy.
Yeah, the light's gorgeous. I mean, that really, you know, the light on the barn is just fantastic.
Yeah, that was maybe, 5 or 10 minutes worth of light. And that's the first time I've actually been there to shoot that. So, I mean, I've climbed in the Tetons, but I've never taken a camera there. So that was my first sort of foray. But yeah, I got lucky. So thank you.
I was like debating whether I wanted to crop anything off the bottom.
I like
Yeah, but then it would be more normal. That would be my say. They kind of left it deliberately, and I have to admit, Jeff has a really beautiful photo that he couldn't put in because I put this in, where he's got a purple flower down in that front foreground, and it didn't work for me, so that's why you don't see it.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice.
So the second place is Pat. Is Pat online? This is Sunrise over the Marsh.
I don't think he's online.
Nope. Okay.
But he put this in Nature Vision, so we'll see what happens.
Oh,
Underwater, I think he put it under the water category.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then first place is Nikki with Tiny Pink Bud.
Oh, nice. Nikki, are you still online?
I am still here. Yes, I should be packing for my vacation.
Where are you going? Nikki, I love this picture.
Oh, thanks.
It just grabbed me right away. I mean, the diagonal line and all the other lines, and then just that pink and that green, oh.
Well, thank you. During COVID, I took an online class on creative close-up photography. So just being refreshed about water and lines and just how to draw interest. And so this was just in the neighborhood out for a walk after some rain. So yeah, so thank you.
Because of Nikki, we're going to have her as a speaker
Did you enter that?
Yeah, it was
Vision?
Lori Langford through Capel Photography Center.
Yeah.
Was the instructor.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a great class.
I think Sandy was going to ask, did you enter this in Nature Visions?
Yes, I think I did. I kept going back and forth on photos, but yes, I think ultimately this one stayed in.
Good. I think it would do very well.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. All right. Moving along to monochrome.
All right, there's entries on this one, so it's first, second, and third.
Okay.
It's like an HDR. Well done. I definitely like the lights in front of it and the starburst effect and the lines, and it's sky's great and the building's great. I can't tell if the building or me is leaning a little bit to the left, the top, and not totally straight across. I mean, it's a very, very nice image. It's very symmetrical, which is just fine. Let's leave this in for now. I really like this one. I think it's really interesting. The only thing that I might do slightly differently is darken some of that background all the way so that you don't see all those little flaky little remnants there and there. Yeah, but I really like this a lot. Let's leave this in. And I like this one a lot. I like the way you handled it, except that the car on the right is distracting me. And it's really hard to figure out where to cut it. So I'm going to take this one out. Plus, there's some extraneous lightness on the edge of the left side that sort of needed to come out. Yeah, right there. It's distracting the eye. I wish there was a way that you could have done this without getting the car on the right, because it's a beautiful specimen. Let me take this one out. The bird's expression is priceless. And he is sharp enough. The thing that's distracting me is the leaf or whatever that is right on the bottom. You want to point to it, Sam? Sam?
Right, this?
Yep, that. So I'm going to unfortunately take that out. Again, it's a you caught a moment, and we all need to watch everything that's around in our picture frame. I like the idea of this a lot, but I'm trying to find a place for my eyes to rest. It's sort of going all over the place, and there's not really a central area of focus. So the handling of the black and white is very good, and the idea is great, but there needed to be something prominent that let my eye rest. Right now, my eyes are going into strabismus and going back and forth. So I'm going to take this one out. I couldn't quite make out what this was. It sort of looks like a toy car. It doesn't look real. it's very interesting. So let's leave this one in for now. It's different. I think this image would have been so much stronger and potentially a winner if you cropped off a whole lot off the right side, like right to the right of the left foot. It goes straight down. You don't need all this leaf that he's on. Can you, Sam, can you crop him? Not there, not the other side.
Oh, right side.
Yeah, like right there, straight down, straight down. So if you hold your hand there and crop that with your hand and block everything to the right of that foot, see how that would be a stronger image? So I'm going to take this one out. Because your main focus, I'm sure, is not supposed to be the leaf. It's supposed to be the whatever he is. And here's another image where, you know, the handling of the black and white is just fine. But there's no center of focus. And I can see that I want to go down the river, and then there's a curve to the right, but I have to really look for it. And the sky being so bright right there distracts my eye, and that's where my eye immediately goes, not to the curve in the road. So let me see. No. Aha. So if you crop down, I mean, I'm big on cropping, and get rid of the sky, I think that it would be more dramatic. So what I like to do is I just put my hand there and I can see there it would be a little bit more dramatic. So I'm going to take this one out. Can you blow that one up a little bit, Sam? Yeah, right where the house is.
Oh, that's doing it.
Oh, I see. Okay. So a different angle on this without the whatever it is behind the house.
Oops,
I
sorry.
think would have been a lot stronger. I like the placement of where the house is. It's sort of in the third area. But you have like a very sharp demarcation between the bottom and the top, and that's about halfway. So the composition is challenging. And the thing behind the house is distracting from it being such a bright focus. That is definitely your focus area. So right where it is distracting. So I'm going to take this one out. I do want to know if that is in Iceland or Palouse. You can tell me later. Doesn't it look like ice? It looks like Iceland a little bit. This one's really cool. I like this. I just ordered these metallic birds online that you put on your tree, and they have different birds on them. They're really sort of cool. I think they're called metallic birds. And I like this image a lot. So let's leave this in. And this is the Palouse. And really really interesting making it a black and white. It's so green. And I've been there, and you're standing on top of the butte looking down at all these layers and layers and layers. But this is very, very well handled. Let's leave this one in. Okay.
Okay. Oh, is this one supposed to stay in?
No.
That's why. Did I miss any?
Yes, the Hummer, high key Hummer. He's over number 5. You can't see him.
Oh no, that's it. This one you're talking about?
Not
There.
the Iceland house, not number 4. You can get rid of number 4.
Sorry, I must have hit the. Okay.
And you can get rid of, I'm sorry. I can't see the Palouse one. All right,
This
let's eliminate number 1 and then we'll see everything.
Okay.
There you go. Can I do an honorable mention here too?
Cheryl?
If you'd like.
Okay. This is really hard because initially, when I looked at these last night, I still want to do it. I was going to give the tentacles, or whatever that is, a first place. Because if you're not looking at it really close up and big, you don't see those little white thingies, but I'm still going to give it a first place.
Okay.
But if you enter it any place else, you may want to get rid of those cobwebby looks. Second place is going to be the Palouse. And that crazy little car is going to be third place. I have no idea what it is, but it's very different and very creative, and I really want to know what it is. And the honorable mention is going to be the Hummer. And the only other thing I wanted to say about the Hummer is I would get rid of a little bit off the left side, just a little bit.
Okay, the honorable mention goes to Denise with High Key Hummer.
Yeah, that's just in the backyard. Yeah, I guess I kind of actually agree. It could be cropped a little bit tighter on the left. The we have a western view, so most of the evening, all our birds tend to be backlit. So I decided to
I
push.
really like that it's, you know, it's like that.
Yeah, I've been actually into high key, so thank you. I appreciate the.
I really like the silhouette effect. And
Yeah, and we, just as a side note, like this is just kind of irrelevant, but we have the smallest hummingbird of the species here. It's called a calliope, which I think is crazy when you think about our climate, right? That we have like the littlest bird possible, and it's part of our ecosystem here. So it's kind of cool. He's a little calliope guy. So yeah, thank you.
oh, you're very welcome.
Third place is Nikki with Bass Lane.
This was a little toy car.
Thank
It's
you.
actually,
I was hallucinating.
it was my husband's from his childhood years. So we still have it. Yeah, so again, actually from the creative close-ups class. So just leading lines and macros, and I just always thought I would take pictures of this little car, and finally had the opportunity. So I was just in a parking lot. So it's on the white lines in the parking area.
Cool.
I would take a little off the left side too, actually, like a bunch actually. Just
Okay.
all that dark, empty space on the left.
Yeah, yeah.
See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, yep. We'll crop
Yeah.
some off. Thank you.
It's so different. It was deserved and creative that it was deserving of an award.
It was fun. Thanks.
Second place is Katie with, well, it's not named. It's, I guess we know it's
Just call it Palouse.
I guess we know it's Palouse.
I forgot about naming it. I've been having computer issues.
Hey, Katie.
Hello, how are you?
You at Rubino's.
Yeah, well, we'll have to get back there when
Yeah.
it's safe. This was during the harvest this year, and it was kind of brown, and the light wasn't quite what I wanted, so I played with it in black and white.
It's very effective.
Thank you.
And first place is Pat with Tentacle Swirl.
I don't think he's online.
No.
Usually Pat takes pictures of his food. So just so you know, that's probably in a frying pan.
Yeah, he's a sucker for octopi.
It looks
Yeah.
like an octopus tentacle.
Yeah. He put one in Nature Visions that was like small octopus, and they were being fried also, and they made it into the nature, which is hilarious.
Cool.
A couple years ago. All right, so we're gonna do best in of the
Oh,
night.
I forgot about that.
So you have 6 to choose from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want me to bring them up each one so you can look at them again, or do you have an idea?
Can you make another row? Just scrunch your field.
Not really. I can make one row.
If you move the slider on the bottom,
I can do this.
that's it. That's perfect. Then I can see them all.
Is that better?
Oh, this is really too hard. I think I have to go with the goldfinch.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
There's just something so soft and ethereal about this image that I find it really striking.
Mm-hmm.
So that one was the Pam Miller Goldfinch.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yay, Pam.
Oh my God, I always pick a novice.
It's I got it in Gilbert's Corner National Park or Regional Park.
Nice.
Yeah.
The colors are beautiful.
It's just beautiful. It's so funny. Half the time, it seems that I pick a novice as best in the best of all of them. I don't know why. You get some really good novices.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked over my notes. That's how I remembered. Lovely.
Congratulations, everybody.
Does anyone have any questions for me?
You did a great job. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
There's a lot to do when you have such an open topic.
I love it. I love it, though. I like seeing all of it, and I hope that you all know that I don't really have preferences. I like all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And please use my poshly@aol.com. I almost didn't see the note, Samantha.
Which one?
Poshly@aol.com. Don't do S.
Oh, for your AOL. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find it anywhere, so I went on your website, and that's where I found what I found. So
Update this spreadsheet.
yeah, I just couldn't find it because I was kind of I was running between places. So
That's good. No questions?
not for me.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I really enjoyed seeing all your images.
Thank you, Sandy, for all the great comments. Oh, thanks.
Really great to see you all.
Yeah.
And I recorded. Everybody and your families are well.
Yeah.
And Denise, I don't think I'm going to Cuba.
Denise.
Denise.
She's drinking.
Say hi to Jeff and Mom.
You guys are killing me. I'm on a like beanbag. I can't get out. No, I figure that's probably the whole thing is going to move, Sandy. So maybe like 2022.
All right, count me in eventually. I want to get out of here.
I hear you, sister. I sent you some text messages on Facebook, so I'll chat later with you.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, great job. Love you.
All, and it was great seeing you.
Bye-bye.
And it was lots of fun.
Take care, everybody. Thank you, Sandy.
Bye.
It's a great series I'm watching.
Yeah.
I have been watching way too much TV. It is called Atypical.
Atypical?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And it's about, anybody see it?
I love that show.
Who said that?
Christina Carr.
Christina.
I'm in the middle of the second season. It's about a family with a 18-year-old autistic son, and how and they're all